Me, 29M, and my girlfriend, 25F, recently Christmas together. We've been together for 2 years, but this is the first time we've celebrated together. We both decided to exchange lists and we each got a couple things from the list to keep up with the surprise of it all. My girlfriend's list was very descriptive. A couple of the items were NARS foundation with her color, Lush bath bombs, and Puma running shoes. Just to name a few. I was happy to get her these things, but I didn't, and still don't, get the obsession with the brands. For Christmas, I did most of the shopping at Target for everyone, not just her. They didn't have a lot of the specific brands she wanted, but I got her what I found and what I thought she would like. I got her a bottle of foundation in her color. It was from the brand Wet n Wild. I got her a big bag of Dr. Teal's bath bombs, which I know are a good brand since I use the salts often. I also got her a pair of running shoes. I can't remember the brand name, but they looked fine to me and were in her size. I also got her a couple other things, but I just listed these to save time. On Christmas Day, she seemed a bit confused opening the presents, but thanked me nonetheless. Later that night, she asked if I had trouble reading her handwriting or if I was confused about the list. I picked up on her talking about the brands and I just told her I don't think we should buy brands just for the name, rather the quality and price of their products. Since these products are cheaper, and she got more bang for her buck, like with the bath bombs, I didn't see an issue. The price I paid for a whole bag would have only gotten me one from the company she wanted me to buy from. She got a bit cold after that and said next year we just shouldn't do lists since I don't want to gift her what she wanted. We argued for a bit more, and more or less dropped the issue after a couple days. However, I'm still getting a comment or two from her and now I'm wondering if I was in the wrong. Comment 1, YTA. You're too old not to know why this was a problem. To analogize, he asked for a RTX 3080 so I got him some kind of video card, and he asked for a specific Irish whiskey so I got him some Jack Daniels. They're fundamentally not the same thing. Puma running shoes have a specific feel and shape that many women want, not for the brand but for the feel. Makeup foundations are going to have vastly different performance and color from brand to brand. Comment 2. And honestly, even if the brand name and the substitute were interchangeable, maybe just respect that your partner has certain interests and preferences even if you don't get it. Comment 3. Yeah, YTA. You picked the worst of both worlds. You could either have gotten her something actually on her list, showing that you're paying attention to her desires and want her to be happy, or you could have gone rogue and gotten her something not on the list at all, but that you think she'd like. Either of those would have been more thoughtful than what you did, which was get her cheap knockoffs of the things on her list, showing that you don't care enough to pay attention to her desires, but you also didn't put any thought into her presence. You were being lazy, op. And FYI, if a woman asks for a specific makeup shade or shoe brand, it's because she already has done her research and knows what works or doesn't work for her. You may not care about brands, but there are differences. Me 28F, my partner 26M. Together 2.5 years, living together 2 years, no kids. So I'm pretty talkative but like quietness in the morning before work. I was woken up to a knocking on the front door 7:20 a.m. before my alarm was due to go off 7:30 a.m. I got back into bed after letting the cleaner in and my partner cuddled me from behind asking if I slept okay. Truthfully, I said no. He rolled over to the other side and I proceeded to get ready for work. We had some minor interactions throughout and I kissed him goodbye and wished him a good day. He then said sorry for whatever I did wrong. Confused, I said, "What do you mean? You didn't do anything." He said I was clearly off. I said I wasn't and asked what he meant. Turns out his perspective is that I shouldn't just say no and that I need to give context such as why I slept badly, otherwise I'm just spreading negativity and starting his day shit. I kinda lost it. I'm not really a morning person and had a short fuse. Possibly because of my disturbed sleep. Anyway, we argued when I came home and he stood by his point that I can't start the day badly, otherwise it ruins everyone's day. So I shouldn't lie and say it's fine when it's not, but also I'm expected to give a detailed report when I'm barely awake, don't want to talk yet, and TBH it feels self-serving. If my partner said he didn't sleep well, I'd move closer and ask why. I wouldn't roll away and be annoyed they are spreading negativity. I could be wrong too. Life is pretty great, maybe I should just appreciate more and be thankful I even have a bed, I'm able to sleep and a job to go to and a cleaner to let in, and my answer should for those reasons alone always be good. Help me out. It's pretty minor, but we were really arguing about this, so perhaps I'm the a-hole. We're all good now, but I want to avoid this in future. Comment 1. NTA. It's weird that he's making this all about him. Usually if someone is having a bad day, you'd inquire why and offer some way to lighten their mood. Even if you can't really do anything except listen to them vent. Your boyfriend has no reason to assume he was the reason you were upset, and double so to remain mad at the short responses throughout the day, when you already explained he wasn't the reason why you were in a bad mood. Maybe he's reading signs that aren't there, but that would require an open conversation to figure out. Comment 2. NTA, the rule is, don't ask questions unless you want to know the answer. There was no reason for him to assume you were in a bad mood just because you answered a yes/no question with a single word. It's not like normally people typically give treatises on how they slept to their partner. Was he looking for an essay? Comment 3. Nah, it's not about how you slept, whether good or bad. It's your cold answer. I don't think he put it into words properly, but it's that he cuddled up and asked you a question and you shot down his warmth. It's the equivalent of a K-text. You shouldn't have to put on a cheery face at all times, but a simple no, I got woken up early. Then a snuggle closer would have made him plenty happy, I'm sure. You just seemed annoyed at him rather than the situation. I'm the sole breadwinner in the house. I asked her to take care of the baby while I take a nap before I go to work at around 10 o'clock. Half an hour later, I hear a loud banging sound that wakes me up. It takes me a few minutes, but I realized that it's the baby kicking her feet on the back door. It's a sliding glass door. So I come out of the room and tell the baby to stop kicking the door, and I see her sitting on the couch playing her game. So naturally I comment on how I asked her to watch the kid and how is she supposed to do that when she's playing her game, to which she replies, sorry, I didn't realize how hard she was kicking the door. For one, of course you don't realize how loud the baby's being, your attention is on the video game. For two, I asked you to watch the kid, how are you supposed to do that when you're investing your time into a video game? So I go back and try and nap with little confrontation, and when I do I pause THR Wi-Fi to my PlayStation via my internet service app because this is a regular occurrence, her playing games instead of watching the kid. Once she realizes, she storms into the bedroom pissed off and saying I'm controlling her and how she's gotta leave the house and cool off because she's so pissed off when all I want is for her to watch the child while I take a nap before I go to work. I don't play video games unless I'm home by myself or the baby's asleep. Her argument was that the baby ran to play in their room. My argument is that the baby is 2 and doesn't need a parent preoccupied with video games when the baby climbs on furniture and kicks on windows and pulls cats' tails. Since she's stormed out of the house, I've put kid shows on and the baby and I have been cuddling on the couch, keeping warm, which tells me that the baby was annoyed that Mama was playing her games instead of interacting with her. Comment 1, diversity win. The crap parent ignoring their kid in favor of playing computer games is female this time. Yeah, same answer, NTA, but you aren't her parent, so you're probably going to have to either resolve this with talking or break up. Turning off Wi-Fi isn't a long-term solution. Comment 2. I mean, there is a way to play video games while watching over a 2-year-old, but it doesn't sound like that's what your partner was doing. I'm going with ESHBC. Disconnecting the Wi-Fi from the console was immature and not a real solution to the problem, but your partner is more in the wrong. You need to communicate like adults, not be petty like children. Comment 3. I play Dead by Daylight. It's impossible to play this game and responsibly watch anything. You're either throwing the game and causing your entire team to lose or you're throwing your own match. Literal half seconds matter in that game, and looking up to respond to a statement someone has made has cost me matches before. DBD is not a parenting-friendly game. My 25M brother 23M and I just went on a vacation with our girlfriends 25F my GF, 22F his GF. For the most part the girls get along, aside from like quick, minor disagreements that last like 5 minutes. On this trip, things hit the fan immediately. We'd landed, gotten to the hotel, and were getting changed to head to the pool. My GF and I go to my brother and his GF's room and we knock. He comes out looking just glum. He says she is not coming to the pool because she thinks she looks fat in the 2-piece swimsuit. My brother invites us in, figuring we aren't going anywhere. His GF's looking in the mirror, looking sad, saying she feels huge. After about 10 minutes of silence, my GF makes the comment that it's none of our fault that his GF looks or feels fat. I told my GF to calm down a bit. She goes, no. She knew we had a beach trip coming up, but she decided to overeat and not exercise. Now she's seeing the result. I told my GF to stop with the nastiness. She goes, I didn't fly down here to sit in a room because someone's too fat for her swimsuit. She storms away, tells me she's going to the bar, and sarcastically tells us to stay in the room with blubber. But I told my brother's GF that I wanted to apologize for my GF's words, and went to the bar. I get down there and my GF gets on me for not backing her up. I told her I wasn't okay with anything she said. I don't agree with calling folks fat, kicking them when they're down. She tells me I'm a pushover and tells me I need to admit that I'm frustrated by how the trip started. I asked her to just be compassionate. She said she can't feel compassion for a girl who is nearly 200 pounds and putting on bikinis, and then returned her attention to me not doing what I was supposed to do. Back her up. Comment 1. YTA. While your GF should have been more polite. What did your brother and his GF think would happen? You guys all paid for a beach vacation, so yeah, that includes a beach. If the girl feels too fat to wear a bikini, she should have bought something appropriate, and if she can't wear a bathing suit in public, don't go on vacation to a beach resort. Sorry, but I'd also be like, okay, hope you feel better, bye. And walk out and enjoy my vacation. I'm not interested in listening to her crying about being fat. Diets do exist. Comment 2. ESH. Your GF may be too harsh, but I'd be too if I were in her shoes. I used to be thin, but now I'm fat. No way I would pack a 2-pieces swimsuit. Your bro's GF should just suck it up and wear other clothes. She can still wear the swimsuit under other clothes. But instead, she sulked, and ended up with the whole group doing nothing. If that's how the whole vacay is gonna end up, I'd choose to go have fun by myself. Like your GF. Comment 3. I do see the girlfriend's point. She flew out on a trip, spent a lot of money, and here was OP's brother presuming everyone would just sit in a room because his girlfriend was feeling insecure. But the reaction and the name calling was out of order. Especially doubling down on it. It's a really ugly side of her. I'd have just said I'm really sorry, but I'm going to the beach. You're welcome to join if you change your mind, if not I'll see you by the bar later. I 25F have a friend Ava 25F. She is getting married and asked me to be her bridesmaid and I agreed. Her theme for bridesmaids was a sunset, so she asked us all to wear yellow/orange/pink dresses to match the theme. I went to my brother's wedding a few years ago and my Sil's bridesmaid theme was a yellow dress. It is a beautiful dress and was very expensive for me as a college student. My brother agreed to pay more than half, which made it a lot more affordable, but that dress isn't wearable outside of special occasions and I've only worn it once outside the wedding. I told Ava I had a dress for her wedding when we were out with a friend and my friend asked, "Oh, is it the one you wore for Sil's and brother's wedding?" So I said yeah and showed them a picture of me in the dress. Ava then said she would want me to get a new dress for her wedding as I've worn my yellow one before and people have seen it. I was confused by this, as even if people have seen it, it doesn't matter. My Sil was the year above me in school, so we do share mutual friends that I saw at her wedding, and some of them will be at Ava's wedding, but I don't want to buy a brand new dress. Bridesmaid dresses are expensive and I don't get wear out of them afterwards, so they sit in my closet. I haven't been to many weddings though, only my brother's that I remember and a few cousins when I was much younger, so maybe this is some wedding etiquette that I need to brush up on. Comment 1. NTA, why on earth would it matter? Then you have worn it before. It's not like people are going to look back in years to come and think, oh, what a beautiful wedding, shame the bridesmaid re-wore their dress from a previous wedding. Comment 2. NTA. If Ava wants her bridesmaids in expensive dresses, then that's her choice, but if she knows you are on a limited income, then she should be paying for it. If she continues to pressure you, maybe you need to reconsider being in her bridal party.